Now, a new Redbridge poll shows Labor's female primary vote has dipped, falling from 35 to 30%, while the Coalition's has risen from 36 to 41. Joining me now is the boss lady herself, Amanda Rose, founder and CEO of Small Business Women Australia. Why?
Well,
soft and cuddly Peter Dutton.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that women don't like being lied to, and that's just a reality. So, you know, obviously those who voted for Labor, they voted for the promises that they got during the election campaign. Obviously, they haven't been delivered on. But also, women are starting small businesses quicker than men, or more women are starting than men, right? So if small businesses are being squeezed from every possible angle and they're realising, hang on a minute, it's becoming hopeless to have a small business, yet this is my livelihood, of course they're going to say, we don't like you anymore.
Well, let's talk about IR legislation passed in the Senate. What does it mean for small business and a lot of these women that are starting up businesses?
Well, what's concerning is that a lot of people don't even know the details, which is easy because there is hundreds of pages to understand, and the changes, they're just it's like a tsunami of changes. One is, you know, the change of, say, casuals, the independent contractor. I was speaking to just a florist yesterday saying, I can't employ people anymore, it's too expensive. Now, if I have a contractor, does that mean it's really kind of employing them? So that's too expensive. People are literally shutting their businesses down because they can't cope with the cost of living. Then this comes. And they've put in this particular legislation that there's jail time for people that contact their staff after hours with the right to disconnect. And Labor's saying, oh, we didn't know about it. So what they're admitting is we didn't read all the amendments that we pushed through Parliament, which is the most irresponsible thing you can do, because we as the people rely on our government to read every single thing and involve businesses in the discussion, which they weren't as well.
Just on that point with the phone, now the government's take on that is basically when a lot of the legislation was put together, telephones were wired up. These days people can be picking up mobile phones, you can get them at any time of the day. But then I was talking to a small business owner yesterday and he said people like me and businesses like mine have already put provisions in place where we give them more leeway, more time working from home.
Yes.
So I can call at 7:30 if I have to.
That's right. They have informal arrangements with their team. And yes, if you need to, there's room in the legislation if you need to contact someone regarding rosters, but this is different. If you're a small business owner, you let someone, for 2 hours, they might go in the middle of the day, so you contact them at night. Does that mean you can? Does that mean you can't? Or if there's an emergency or if there's an opportunity? And also, from the employee's perspective, do you not put in that extra work to try and climb that ladder of opportunity? It's like everything that's in this bill is killing off someone's desire to run a business or work for a small business.
What about being an entrepreneur? There's a new report
Yes,
out. Yeah.
So the Australian Startup, it's like report for the startup world, which is very interesting because not much has changed when it comes to female-owned entrepreneurs or businesses that are run by female entrepreneurs, because they only get around 4% of the funding. There has to be essentially a bloke running the business with them to get more. But what's really concerning is that people have said, over 90% of people said they don't feel supported by the entrepreneurial community. And this should really, this should be alarm bells for both state and federal governments that have millions of dollars in entrepreneur programs, mentoring programs that is supposed to fix that. Because if you don't feel the community is working with you, you don't get connections and negotiations and mentoring, then it's irrelevant. So we're kind of going backwards if people feel that way. So it was a really interesting piece of information that the government should listen to.
Oh, absolutely. Well, now, what about this supermarket inquiry? A lot of the big supermarkets really give people the irrits.
Well, I think it's all one big front to look like they're doing something, inquiries and things like that. But what's concerning with this is that the supermarket blame the suppliers and the growers, saying they've put their prices up, so we've put our prices up for you. And that's not what this is supposed to be about. This is supposed to be about the fact that the price gouging and also anti-competitive with small businesses and other products. And there needs to be a thorough investigation by the ACCC itself on the large supermarkets and compare it to smaller supermarkets as well, but also there's individual products. There's not only just the farmers, but those small businesses that put their products through the supermarkets. Are they losing money here? So people need to take this more seriously, not just, oh, that's it, we did an inquiry, not much we can do.
And look, and it's only anecdotal advice, and I know a lot of people already do it, but it's important for people, when you're shopping, give yourself another 20 minutes and look for the specials, because often you could be getting things half price.
Yes.
But
That's
you're not
true.
looking for it.
That's true, but also be careful that if you support the supermarket's own brand, what you're doing, because they actually undercut the supply to get that to sell it to people. And also what you're doing is the brand next to it, which is run by an actual family business, is losing out. So pay a bit more and buy that if you can.
Yeah, if you can, but if you're
If you
looking to
can't,
save money, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, small business tip of the week. What is Amanda's small business tip of the week for this week?
Nurture your community. So it's going to be really, really tough this year. So a lot of people don't go out to their local community, their current clients and customers and say, buy from me. Again, with the florist I was talking to, business is dropping. Go out to the people and say, hey, if you're buying something or a gift this week or this month, can you consider me? So communicate on social media, communicate one-on-one with local businesses in the area, partner with them, have packages available. Keep it very close-knit with community because money's getting tight and people are cutting back. But if they have a connection, a personal connection to you as a business, they'll buy from you before anyone else.
Yeah, and often even if we're just talking about produce here, Rob, finally, if you're buying from the butcher,
Yes.
buying from the fruit shop,
it's a bit more effort.
you're going to get better quality generally.
You are. And you're paying for someone's school fees.
Yeah, and someone, if you're giving them regular service, they'll look after you anyway.
That's exactly right.
Do it again next week.
Yes.